Alrighty then, perception and the 7 layers of perception. It's kind of like wearing those cool flip-top down sunnies on your own vision and perception and mind choices of yourself and everything in the world. By another flip down, that changes the color, and then another one. All these different colors and stories and garbage that is in my body, affecting my subconscious perception. That'd be a pretty tricky way to be, wouldn't it? Well, those 7 flip-down sunglasses are what we look through, represent the 7 chakras, or the 7 endocrine glands in the body, because they're essentially the same thing. So, factor that in with the body's need of homeostasis to always help and heal itself, then we want to do that as quickly and efficiently as easy as possible to clear those levels of perception of myself and all my emotional problems and all my gunk in my body. Then why wouldn't we focus on that? Because our body is always trying to get rid of our diseases and our disorders and our problems and the funguses and parasites and little things in the body. So if we get rid of those, then the easy way, so much easier, because your body's not being controlled by them, so then you free up resources to fix the next part, the next one and the next one. So you can get rid of those filters and layers of perception of yourself. And of course, and they're got a lot of the matrix within them too. So all the toxins and all the herbicides and pesticides and plastics and everything else, the gunk that's in the body that's connected by all this different neural network of heavy metals. And of course, the parasites and the fungus are absorbed in that and controlling their little ways with their little electrical circuits and conductivity in there. So every subconscious thought pattern has to go through all that jumble, comes back to the mind through 7 layers of perception, and then add matrix and TV and past histories and all the stuff that I'm holding on to, which is just generally magnesium deficiency and lack of minerals. Put some more in. Shilajit's brilliant for that. Then they're still looking through all these veils of their lowest chakras or lowest glands, psychology and emotions. So I'm always feeling safe and scared at the bottom, or I just need to get a root, or I need to get a shag, or get myself off and feel something. My guts are, my fire is like, this is how I'm feeling here in my belly is how I'm co-creating in my world and my life and my subconscious mind. And then the gut-brain connection there doesn't always show us what's actually going on in there, because there's all these critters and gunk going through all this messy heavy metals and heavy density stuff. So therefore our mind is focused on the heavy density stuff in our body, and then we create that in our world, in our perception, so we can learn lessons. Look, it's here. Keep dealing with it's here, but if you distract yourself and do other things, it's still here. You haven't fixed or figured this one out. The body's going to keep reminding you that this way gallbladder needs to be fixed up. Keep same message for sometimes 10, 20 years, 30 years. They don't get the message that they need if you stop to fix the gallbladder. So they co-created from their toxic shit for their entire lives. It's not a fun place to come from. Right? But if they stop and fix a few things, then you don't have to waste your energy on that. Then you're not wasting your energy on useless tasks that are toxic for you, like drinking and smoking, alcohol, and pharmaceutical drugs. Because you got them out of your body, so they're not controlling you to go and get that frequency or that same message or the same biochemistry as the medicines or the toxins or the heavy metals and the fluorides and the heavy metals in the water. So once you start removing them from your body, you'll start to see what they're doing. As okay, I'm not going to do those behaviors anymore because they're all the toxins in me that were controlling me to do that. Then you start to become more able to feel what you need to do in your body and your path for you, rather than for the matrix and then coming from that toxic place. So then you don't get those toxic environments and those toxic relationships. come back to you because you've got them within yourself. You don't need to learn those low density lessons because you've got the low density out of you. So you already did it internally. And then you distance yourself from the low vibrational types of activities that are not benefiting you. Pretty cool, that. That's a big one. So get rid of the self-sabotage, be clear on my clarity and my path and what I actually need to do. Man, that's absolute gold. So much clearer way to go for everything. And you feel great. You can do much more things. And do more things that are improving your body. Fantastic, isn't it? That's the way it just seems to all fall in. Especially when you get rid of the gut critters that are controlling things. I got lots of really good techniques, biochemistry miracles for that. Cacao butter suppositories going well. Coffee enemas going well. Ayurvedic oil enemas going well. Because when you're putting nutrition in the bottom, 10 times more absorption in your weakest point. So therefore the weakest point is getting loved and is operating at a higher function. So you have more function around there. And then you have more ability to get rid of heavy metals and gunk because you're getting them out as faster, much faster and quicker and easier. Then your body can rise in what it needs to deal with, and then you live longer. You have more enlightenment, or enlighten of the mind, because you got rid of the low stuff. Seems good, doesn't it, that way? It's also in the Essene Gospel of Peace. Jesus tells us as well. I'll have to put the post there. That as above, so below. Like all the parasitic filths of Satan will wash down the river. Yeah, the parasitic filths were the stuff in the gut, parasites being the devil, serpent symbolism, flushed it out through the water element by actually flushing the water, and then the spirit soars because the sacral is awakened and connected and has less work to do because the kidney's got less fun. So your kidneys can get rid of more out the number ones on a regular basis by putting the water in the in the back of an enema. They used to use a bitter melon, which is a gourd. Hollow out the gourd, put some warm water in there with a stalk the length of a man, like 2 meter length. Hang it in the tree in the sun. It's basically like an enema kit with a hose that goes in and flushes out the parasitic filths and secretions of gunk that have been in there. Cleans out the large and small intestine with all sorts of goodies. And the abominable filths of Satan are washed down the river. Because they used to do the enemas by the river. Because it's convenient for this sort of thing. It's like a flushing toilet. Or a bum gun now. That's the new invention, the bum gun. That's the best one. It goes along with that. Why? Because the bitter element, you have a look at the bitter melon, or the gourd, and the properties it has. So chocos are also a bitter melon or a gourd if you got them hanging over someone growing them. We'd eat a child. We didn't like them and they taste very good, but they are very good for you. They got a lot of antiretroviral properties. So very, very antiviral properties. And there's a lot of good other ones too, but the antiretroviral properties, what that does is nourishes your body to get rid of viruses that have been stored in the past. Yeah. And it also helps you to get rid of the ones that are here and there to help you to get ones that are in the past further back. And there's thousands of stored viruses in the body. This is really beneficial, especially when it's absorbed in at the lower centers where all the gunk is. It is hugely beneficial, and this is why all these diseases and these miracle stories occurred, because those people had the Satan in them. They had parasites in them, right? That's their way of saying what Satan was, because they needed to talk through stories. They didn't want to admit to them that they had them within themselves, because that was them talking. That parasite was saying, no, I don't want to be identified. It's the same thing. It's just in your world, and one's a perception, one's in the gut. Why? Because you're always looking from the lens of the parasite into the reflection. And they don't want to be identified. So if they're going to put up the lens, so you get distracted by something else. That's pretty much the art of distraction, isn't it? It's in your nervous system. The more critters and stuff that are controlling the nervous system with heavy metals and densities, and fungus and mucus plaque and parasites, then the more low density your nervous system is going to be dealing with down here, then there's going to be cutting it off. It's just too much to deal with, and then the mind doesn't even get back to the messages here that there's a lot of critters down there. They're the 7 filters of which we look through. All of these critters, and the fungus, and the gunk critters, flukes, and all sorts of parasites. So if you get rid of those, you get rid of the filters that you're looking through in your perception. And then you can see clearly now. Because your body, all the dark clouds have disappeared. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone, and there's just joy left. That's the real meaning of the word. It's all done in the body. You've got to start from the below. As above, so below, as within, as without. So by cleaning out your low vibrational gunk, it'll go from your mind, through the mind, but it'll be going from the subconscious mind. You've got rid of that low vibrational gunk. You keep doing it, you become a high vibrational person in your subconscious, in your body. High vibrational person, not just a high vibrational head. Has to embody it, right? That's how it's done. Sure, that worked pretty well.